Hey guys, so I apologize if I sound sick. I've been getting over this whatever the heck I've had for literally like 3 weeks now. So yeah, I think I'm finally like getting over it. Anyways, I know that I really suck lately with videos and everything like that. My Wi-Fi, I've been having a lot of problems with it. It works when it wants to work, and I like never have enough Wi-Fi to upload videos, and I think it's fixed now. I think my life is somewhat in order, but then again, not really. So there's that. But I have a lot of updates and stuff like that for you guys. But this video is mainly going to be about the baby. I am 36 weeks tomorrow, so wow, where has the time gone since I, announced that I was pregnant? I don't even know. The fact that, she could be here anytime is crazy, and literally she could be here anytime, but I'll get into that in a second. What the heck just happened? My camera's just gonna do weird things. So anyways, I'm not even in the center. Like, I don't even know what's going on right now. Okay. Sure, we'll just go with this. Super lame background. Anyways, so those of you who follow me on Snapchat, because I think that's the only thing that I actually posted it on, I don't think I posted anything on Instagram about it, saw that I was in labor and delivery on Monday. Today's Friday. So I was just like barely 35 weeks at that point. And yeah, so I was having contractions on and off like all day long that day, and I didn't really think too much about it because I was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, I'm always on my feet, and I'm a bartender, so like my job is me being on my feet. I live on the 3rd floor of an apartment complex. I'm literally always doing something. So all the contractions, I figured I was just working myself a little too hard. I decided to take it kind of easy, drink some water, actually a lot of water, like I drank like probably 10 bottled waters, I'm not even kidding, and none of it made it go away. They just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and so eventually we decided to drop off my husband's daughter. That's a whole nother story that I forgot you guys probably don't know about. If you follow me on social media, you know that I got engaged, but I don't really think that I posted anything about us getting married. I will get into that in another video, but yes, so I'm married. Surprise! Yeah, so I dropped off my husband's daughter to her mother probably about 10 p.m., and then we went straight to labor and delivery. So we got there about 10:30. They were monitoring my contractions. They were really low at that point. Of course, go figure, once you go in, your contractions go away. But, it was better safe than sorry. I also hadn't really been feeling her move that much, but I didn't know if it was because I was too focused on the contractions or too focused on chugging water to try and make them go away. But I'm being monitored for, I don't even know how to say it, cholestasis? Is that how you say it? Bile acid in your liver. I had liver problems with my pregnancy with Arianna, and a bunch of other problems when I was pregnant with her too. But yeah, so being monitored for that right now. So that was another reason I decided it was probably better to go in than not. So we went in, the contractions started to go away. Then nurse was like, okay, well, I'm going to go talk to the doctor, see what she wants us to do, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right. So she comes back in the room. She checks to see if I'm dilated. Nothing had really changed. So she was just like, well, you might be a centimeter, you might not. She said that if you've had a kid before, it's very common to just, feel like you're a centimeter dilated, but you might not actually be dilating. And yeah, and I was like, okay. And but then she left, she came back in, and then the contractions were like every 2 minutes apart. They just like came on all of a sudden, and I wasn't like in like a ton of pain, but I was super uncomfortable, and you know, it hurt every time that they were happening, and they were happening every 2 minutes. So, you know, they checked me again. She said I was 75% effaced, you know, and I was only 35 weeks. And so I was progressing. They went ahead and stopped my labor in the contractions. I got a shot in my arm. The shot hurt. I don't do the whole needle thing. But yeah, then my heart rate is typically pretty high. Normally, it's like 95 to 105 is like a normal heart rate range for me. And so when I originally got there, my heart rate was like at 110, and she was like, wow, like your heart rate's really high, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, it's not really out of the norm for me. But then when she gave me the shot, my heart rate like skyrocketed to like 140. And yeah, so I had to be monitored for a while. But then everything was okay. We went home, got home about 5 o'clock in the morning, so that was just wonderful. And then I had an appointment with my OB at 2:30 on that Tuesday that we technically got home from labor and delivery. So we went to my OB appointment. I had told my doctor, you know, I was in labor and delivery. They stopped the contractions, blah, blah, blah. And she kind of just looked like super confused, but because that was the first she had heard about it, because she wasn't on call when I was in labor and delivery. So, yeah, and then my first set of liver tests had come back, and they weren't super high, but they were elevated, so we ran another set of tests, which will be back on Tuesday when I go in for my 36-week appointment. But, so they had been elevated, and since I had liver problems with my previous pregnancy, they then put me on the NST scan. But before they put me on the NST scan, she measured my stomach, and she was like, you're measuring really small. Do you feel like you got smaller? Did your water break? Like, she started asking me all these questions, and I started panicking, and I was just like, well, I remember what my water breaking feels like, and I didn't have anything like that happen. And she said, are you leaking? I said, I haven't noticed anything. And she was like, well, I'm going to get our ultrasound tech to scan you right now. So then we had to wait around. I went and got an ultrasound. She did all the measurements, blah, blah, blah. Fluid levels were okay. I had low fluid levels with Arianna as well. So it was kind of like, but they were okay. Like, they were fine. And so then they put me on the NST to monitor the baby. And I was told that I have to come in twice a week for the NST tests, the non-stress tests for the baby up until I deliver. And with Arianna, I had to go 3 times a week, so I was kind of thrilled that it was only 2 and not 3. She came in and talked to me about my ultrasound, said that baby is very small, but everything looks good. She's just measuring very small. She's in the 12th percentile, so currently she's only measuring at 4 pounds and 10 ounces. Which is indeed very small, since Arianna was almost an 8-pound baby, and she was born early. So, yeah. Basically, they said with small babies, if they don't, because I had always been measuring correctly up until literally this appointment. And I started freaking out, thinking it was something because, you know, the medicine that they gave me to stop my labor or whatever. And she was just like, no, I don't think that's it, blah, blah, blah. And so, is what it is. So then she had to set me up with the high-risk ultrasound tech, which I had seen with Arianna as well, on Thursday, which was yesterday. So I had that appointment I had to go into. I went in for that appointment, talked to the high-risk doctor, got everything done. She said, you know, your baby's measuring really small. Everything looks to be okay, but if your liver level tests come back on Tuesday more elevated than they originally were, we're going to induce you right at 37 weeks. And I was like, oh, okay, because, you know, I'll be 36 weeks tomorrow, so that's literally in a week. And so I was just like, all right, cool. And so, yeah, she said if they don't come back more elevated, we're going to see you here again in 2 weeks to do another growth scan, which would put me at 37 weeks when I came back, and see if the baby has grown the amount they want to see her grow. She obviously doesn't have to gain like all this weight or anything like that, but if she grows at the correct rate that they want her to grow at, they're going to induce me at 39 weeks, but I will not go further than 39 weeks, because with a small baby, they do better on the outside than they do on the inside, because something's not providing enough nutrients to help them grow. However, if she is not growing at the rate they want to see her growing, I will be induced an hour after that appointment. So, yeah, there was a lot to take in within those couple days. So baby is going to be here between December 10th and Christmas Eve. If I have to, if everything goes okay and they say, all right, induce at 39 weeks, 39 weeks is literally Christmas Eve for me. And so I'm just going to be really, really sweet and ask them if I can induce, earlier in the week. I prefer not to, have a baby on Christmas, and especially, I don't want to do that to the girls, and I would hate for her birthday to be on Christmas, especially since she's not an only child, and, I don't know. If that's how it has to be, that's how it has to be, but I prefer that not to be the case, and I can't ask them to schedule it later, because she said, absolutely, you cannot go past 39 weeks. So, yeah, I think that's everything that is, up to date. I'll let you guys know more information on Tuesday, because on Tuesday is when I will know if I have to be induced at 37 weeks or not. And yeah, I now have to go in twice a week, every week, for the non-stress tests, and I also have to go in once a week for an ultrasound. So I have a million appointments every single week. But I did this with Arianna. The only difference is the last month and a half I was pregnant with Arianna, I didn't work, and I didn't have a kid. And now I work and I do have a kid, so juggling all of these appointments around her school and my work schedule is just it's a lot. So yeah, I think that's everything. I am a little scared to be induced, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was supposed to be induced with Arianna, but she literally came the day before my induction date, and yeah, so I'm a little scared. And I'm also scared, since they stopped my labor, how, inducing me will affect it. I'm honestly super terrified of getting a C-section. That's one of the highest fears I have. That is not something I ever want to do. So I'm really crossing my fingers. Yeah, if you guys have been induced, let me know how it went down below, and if you've been induced after they've already stopped your labor, let me know how that goes, because like I said, I'm a little worried about C-sections, but we'll see how this goes. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for being patient with me. Comment, rate, subscribe, follow me on social media, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you in my next video. Well, I also have a maternity haul video that I filmed forever ago. If you guys want me to upload that, just let me know. If not, then it's trash. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!